going live. You are looking live. It's Sold Out Giants Stadium, where today the 15-0 New York Giants will be taking on the 0-15 Dallas Cowboys. And why the Dallas Cowboys 0-15? They suck. And welcome to the Gridiron, everybody. Anybody at all is going to spend a little bit of time with me tonight. Greatly appreciated. Anybody got any questions or anything at all? Lay it in the chat box. I'll be checking up on that periodically. We're going to go about 30 minutes here, as we usually do, every night going live. Anybody spending any time here, thank you so much. Anybody watch the replay of this, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Well, so we ended the preseason on a little bit of a downer, you know. I mean, there was some good. We're talking New York Giants, so of course we have to be talking injuries, of course. They lost. I mean, for the most part, I'm going to say that the defense that was on the field, they just let the Jets keep waltzing down the field in the fourth quarter. They keep taking the lead. A lot of those guys won't be on the roster. Okay, I mean, if we go back here, let's see, take a look. I mean, the Giants, let's see here. I know they'd taken actually 2 times they took the lead in the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't hold it. Just couldn't hold it. Let's see here. Giants scored a touchdown. They scored a touchdown to tie the game at 17-17. Okay, and then the Jets went 8-play drive, and they had to give it up on downs. And then Giants got the ball, went for a touchdown, took the lead. Okay, then we had the Jets punted, the Giants punted back to the Jets, and then the Jets marched down the field 7 plays, 80 yards. The pass defense was not good. Okay, the pass rush was not good. All right, so the Jets went down and tied the game up after the Giants had taken the lead. All right, 24-17. Jets walked down the field, tied it up. Giants get the ball back, kick a field goal. Jets get the ball back, walk right down the field. They went 10 plays in minute 40. Minute 40. And they scored with 4th and goal at the 5. I mean, the Giants were fighting to the end. But Chris Streveler, I mean, Giants made him look like Joe Montana out there, right? Had a 5-yard pass, touchdown pass with 22 seconds left to go. It was 4th and goal at the 5. So, I mean, right, is what it is. But, I mean, let the Giants fought to the end. And what I do like about it, okay, was that it was 4th down. The Jets went for it, right? It's just preseason. Because if they kicked the field goal, they'd had to go to overtime. And, the last thing we want to do is play some extra plays in preseason when we don't have to. But, I mean, the Giants defense, because gave up those 2 touchdowns. I said, I mean, there was certainly some good, okay? But one of the things I just want to start off with, unfortunately, is the injuries, okay? Of course, we're talking injuries. First thing we're going to want to talk about would be Tyrod Taylor. Clemens, good clean hit. Boy, I'll tell you what, good pass. Completed it down the field to Bellinger. But, boy, he got clocked. Oh, my God, he got clocked. I mean, and then, of course, David Webb came in. That's a very good preseason. David Webb, I can't remember the last time I was really excited about a 3rd-string quarterback on the Giants roster. So Davis Webb's done a very, very good job. Of course, he's going up against 2nd and 3rd stringers, but he's playing with 3rd stringers. So you always got to keep that in mind, okay? But the shame of it with Tyrod Taylor, okay, is I'm going to go Dan Dierdorf here on you, okay, is the plethora, all right, of injuries he's had, okay? he said in 2017 and 2018 he had multiple concussions. Of course, then we had the Taylor. He dealt with the punctured lung in the 2020 season. All right, which allowed Justin Herbert to come on to the. All right. Now, of course, I'm probably Herbert somewhere along the line obviously would have beaten him out or whatever, but it was the punctured lung that that said Tyrod Taylor. I mean, it's unbelievable, really. Some people just can't catch a break, and Tyrod Taylor is one of them. Great backup quarterback. It's an absolute shame, you know. But he got a chance. Tyrod Taylor also got a chance to start for the Houston Texans last year before suffering an injury to his hamstring in week 2. 4 games into his return, he suffered a wrist injury. Right. So, I mean, he really, the guy, it's tough break, very, very tough break for him. But it looks like, all right, I'm going to skip here real fast. All right. There's an article here. I said Tyrod Taylor should be okay. Okay. And then you got David Webb has the best preseason. Yes, he did. He had we're talking about some positiveness. Okay. It's got to be Davis Webb. It has to be him. All right. Brian Dable said, okay, he should be okay. Instead of Taylor, who completed a 25-yard pass to rookie tight end, which he did. I mean, nice pass, nice catch, nice, good play. But then I'll tell you, he got waffled after that. I don't think there's anything serious. He just landed hard. And I talked to him at halftime, and he said he's okay. So we'll have to wait and see. All right. The game became another showcase for Webb, who completed 30 of 38 passes, 202 yards, including an 18-yard touchdown pass to another rookie tight end, Austin Allen, in the Giants preseason closing 31-27 loss to the Jets at MetLife Stadium. In 3 preseason games, all right, this is, I mean, very impressive. Webb's thrown 81 passes, or 19 more passes than the combined total of Jones, who threw 26, and Tyrod Taylor, who threw 36. He completed 60 of the 81 for 74% completion. I know it's just preseason. I get it. But 74% completion, 457 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Very, very impressive. Yeah. Dable said it was good of Webb's preseason. I think he was efficient. Yeah. He looked very good. Now, obviously, that's he's got a long way to go if you want him. I'm not saying we're putting him in as a starter. I'm not saying that. But, I mean, if for some reason he had to go in there and play with the first string, he's going to have first string talent on his side. However, he's going to be going up against first string talent. So those passing windows won't be as wide open as they were when he's going up against the third stringers. Okay. So things are going to look a lot different, but I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. And he did very, very good. Let's see, tried to give him the ball back there. It was 26 to see if he can do it one more time, but he didn't have enough time to get it done at the end of this game because there just wasn't enough time left on the clock. But since training camp start, Taylor has been second and Webb is third in the team's quarterback hierarchy. But with the roster cuts looming and the season opener 2 weeks away, Dable conceded Webb's play has made that decision a tough one. I mean, it really has. But, I don't know where they're going to go. I mean, are they going to keep 3 guys on the roster, could put Davis Webb on the practice squad and protect them? Because, I mean, what he's done, all right, he's looked pretty good. Not saying, he's good, a starting caliber quarterback. However, what he's done in the preseason, okay, will certainly grab the attention of other clubs. And if the Giants don't protect them, somebody can come in there and just pluck them. So it's going to be very interesting. I mean, the Giants have Tuesday. That's when they're going to go from 80 down to 53. So, I mean, they got, as every team does, without a doubt. Every team does. Okay, they got a lot of questions they're going to answer. Who's going to go and all that. So very interesting to see. With a lot of positions, but I mean the quarterback is one of them, right? That is obviously this is the second time Webb has been with the Giants. He was the team third-round draft choice in 2017, but he was released prior to the 2018 season. But you see what he can do. So now was it so much quarterback, or was it so much the offensive play calling, or was it so much that what was it? But you see what he can do. Completed 74% of his passes in the preseason, so he's done a very, very good job. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Okay, what the Giants wind up doing with him. All right, now obviously, and of course, now with Tyrod Taylor, we'll have to want to wait and see. But I heard he hurt his back, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, and the New York Giants conceded their 2022 preseason with a 31-27 loss to the New York Jets. Right, the Jets led a 10-play, 76-yard drive that ended a 4th and 5 touchdown pass from Chris Streveler to wide receiver Calvin Jackson. The next time we'll see the Giants take the field is week 1 in Tennessee against the reigning first seed in the AFC. In just 2 days, every NFL team will release 27 players. The Giants will be active as teams make difficult decisions throughout the league. Every snap, every situation is an opportunity to prove oneself to evaluators across the football world. Oh, yeah. Most of the starters, including Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Kadarius Toney, hard to believe. The starting offensive line, other than John Feliciano, okay, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Darnay Holmes, Adoree Jackson, Julian Love, Xavier McKinney did not play in the third preseason game. So, I mean, it was, there was a lot of obviously notable guys missing, but I mean, I know the Jets did bring in, had some of their starters go for at least a little while. So notable starters who played included Kenny Golladay, interesting, Wan'Dale Robinson, Blake Martinez, Tay Crowder, Aaron Robinson, and Jihad Ward. Jihad Ward did actually get in there and play. It was kind of questionable because going in, we had Kayvon Thibodeau not playing. I mean, we were lacking with our edge rushers. Ellerson Smith not playing. Kayvon Thibodeau not playing. Azeez Ojulari not playing. Jihad Ward was questionable. So, but he did get in and play. Okay. Now, unfortunately, they continue to beat with the injuries. All right. So we had, there's a few injuries we had. Shocking, I know. Backup quarterback, obviously, Tyrod Taylor took a big hit from Michael Clemens as he rolled to his right in an attempt to extend the play, which he did. Okay. Taylor was brought into the blue medical tent and left the field on a cart. Davis Webb received every snap after Taylor's injury. He completed 30 of 38 passes. Davis Webb, great job. And then, of course, who was on the receiving end of Tyrod Taylor's reception when Tyrod got hurt was Daniel Bellinger, who, left the game in the second quarter with a possible concussion. Now, thankfully, we got 2 weeks to go, until the regular season. So if it's just a slight concussion, hopefully in 2 weeks, he should be okay, all right? And then the Giants have a precarious tight end situation, and the rookies figures to be a primary option. But, all right, and then for his veteran defensive lineman, Jaylen Holmes was also carted into the locker room. So, but other than that, Giants came out okay. The running back room right now, the running back coach, DeAndre Smith, has done an excellent job with this squad. Yes, he has. You got to give the man some kudos. Yes, he has. Now, in this article, they've said they've covered and theorized the Giants running back competition since the start of training camp. Antonio Williams, Gary Brightwell, Jashawn Corbin flashed through their duties when they played. And we now witness our first preseason sighting of Matt Breida, who had 3 carries for 1 yard. Breida's snaps with the first squad were uninspiring but brief and suggested that he should be safe since he was quickly relieved by Gary Brightwell. The your running back missed the last preseason game, and he looked explosive. Brightwell earning snaps over Williams and Corbin is not a definitive indication that he's above them on the depth chart. Absolutely not. I mean, especially in the third game, sometimes the more snaps you get, massively the worse it is, because they're trying to take a look to say, do we want this guy on the team, or we're thinking about cutting him? So sometimes the more snaps you wind up getting, the worse it is, especially in the third, because they're the guys on the bubble. I mean, if you got, I'm saying whatever, you got to let 27 guys go. So you got to say 20 to 30 guys are on the bubble. All right. What do you want to do? Get them guys in the game, let them play as much as they can, give yourself as much film, to make an accurate decision on what you want to do with those guys. Because if you cut them, maybe you put some guys on a practice squad, but I mean, if you cut the wrong guy, and maybe put him on a practice squad, but you don't protect them, or you just cut him, right? And he goes to another team, So you want to give everybody the opportunity, to display their talents. And sometimes it's hard to do in preseason, and seems like it's getting harder and harder, because what are we doing? They're cutting down on the preseason games. When I first started watching football back in the 70s, there were 6 preseason games. That's way too many. 4, I'm going to say 3. If you want to go 3, okay. All right. 4 is not bad. 3 to 4, I like. I mean, if they're going to go to an 18-game schedule and cut back down to 2 preseason games, it's because the thing is you want to. I get it. You want to get the guys in there, the second and third stringers, to see if they'll make the team. But it's also important to get some reps for the first stringers, to get something. The offensive line's got to start gelling, right? I mean, you want, the more plays the quarterback has, he's throwing the ball, pass routes, and all of that, and everything. It's important to get the units together. So I mean, you got to balance it out, where you get, maybe the first stringers maybe enough where they get a little bit of, cohesiveness going on there, but maybe not too much where they're going to possibly play a lot and get injured. But then you also want to get the second and third stringers in there, because every rep they take is huge. So it's going to be very, very interesting. All right. Then we got Williams also saw first half snaps, but had a bad fumble on a massive hit from Jets linebacker Quan Alexander. Yeah, so Corbin did not receive any first half snaps, but played the entire second half. Corbin was a crucial part of the Giants' second touchdown drive to start the third quarter. He had a 20-yard catch on a 4th and 4, and he scored a touchdown after wide receiver Keelan Doss drew a defensive pass interference. Corbin looked good against the second-team defense. His playing time suggests he's destined to be a practice squad, but he performed well in the action that he saw. So that's good. I mean, the thing is that, let's say protect him. He's on the practice squad. One of the other teams can pluck him away. But, it's just nice to see that hopefully the Giants just don't want him, just letting him go. I mean, because I certainly think that there's a possibility, he can certainly, I don't know, maybe help the Giants somewhere along the line. But I think, all the run of Sandro Platzgummer had a nice, nothing super spectacular, but a nice preseason. But I mean, we don't need to see what Saquon can do. We know what he can do. But I mean, a lot of the running backs, when they got their chances in there, they performed very, very well. So that's certainly a big plus for the New York Giants heading into the regular season. Their running backs, okay. Austin Calitro, right? A season-ending injury to Darian Beavers opened up a potential path to the roster for another second-level defender, and journeyman Austin Calitro is making the most of his opportunity. Through 2 preseason games, Calitro is the 8th highest-graded linebacker, and rookie 5th-round selection Micah McFadden is the 4th highest. Interesting. Calitro had an interception against the Patriots, and he did an excellent job sinking underneath a running back to intercept the Joe Flacco pass. Now, I'm going to say, yeah. I mean, yeah and no. I mean, I mean, they say, you know, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, because if you look at the film, okay, when he wound up taking getting the interception, okay, they said in this article that he undercut it. I mean, yeah, you can also look at it. Flacco was rolling out to his right. Calitro was in front of him. If you stop the tape, kind of as Flacco's throwing the ball, there's almost two jets right behind Calitro. Okay, there's his intended target, but another like 2-3 yards away is another jet who's kind of like wide open as well too. So I mean, it's just a bad pass from Flacco. He didn't get it up high enough. All right, over Calitro. Calitro caught it, made a good run down the sideline, had some good blocking, took it into the end zone, did a very, very good job. But you can also kind of point out that it was kind of a bad pass by Flacco too. I mean, because if he got it up high enough over Calitro's head, it would have been a completion, and they certainly would have gotten a first down, you know. But I mean, yeah, but obviously Calitro did a very, very good job on that one. There was also another pass that was intercepted on a Jets scoring drive. All right. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Griffin. I believe it was Elijah Griffin had a pass interference penalty called on him. I think it was. Nate Metters intercepted a pass, which would have halted the drive. But with the defensive penalty called on Griffin, they gave the ball back to the Jets, gave him a first down, I believe it was. And at the end of that drive, the Jets wound up scoring a touchdown. So penalties will kill you. You know, there was a turnover. It would have been a huge turnover. Would have took 7 points off the board from the Jets, possibly. I mean, it's just preseason. I get it. But possibly the Giants might have won the football game, right? But those darn penalties, they come back to hit you. They get you. They'll get you. Now, Calitro also has a fumble recovery on a forced fumble by McFadden, okay, who's really starting to come on. And he undercut a 2nd and 1 run for a 1-yard loss to force a third down, along with Yusuf Corker. He also stopped Jets running back Ty Johnson on a 4th and 1. So keep an eye on Calitro. I mean, he's certainly done a very, very good job. Now, today, what did he have? He had 5 tackles. Yusuf Corker had 5 tackles, but Calitro had a tackle for a loss, a pass defense, okay, and of course he intercepted the ball and scored a touchdown. So, but Nathan Metters, all right, he's the one that had the interception that got taken back, but he had 12 tackles, 8 solo tackles. Very, very good. And Micah McFadden, he had 4 tackles, okay, so he was a little bit down the list, okay. But and Calitro is 6 foot tall, 240 pounds. The man's trying. This is the one thing you like about when you got a journeyman such as him. What do they do? Now, if they make the team, okay, great. But what are they doing? They're trying their absolute best, okay? Because, I mean, you got a guy out there, he's on what they had in this article here I was reading, his 11th stop in 4 seasons. Somewhere along the line, you know, you're going to give it your absolute all. You want to make a team, right? Well, I'll tell you what, the guy's really trying, all right? Calitro seized the day since signing with the Giants at the end of July. He's competing for a roster spot over the 2020 7th-round selection, Carter Coughlin. I'll tell you what, wouldn't be surprised one bit if he winds up beating out Carter Coughlin, because don't forget, Giants, this staff, coaching staff, and all has no ties to Carter Coughlin whatsoever. Now, let's see what Carter Coughlin did. Did he play? Let's see. Yes, he did. He had 1 tackle. Okay. So Austin Calitro had 5. As I said, he had a tackle for a loss. He had a pass defense. He picked off a pass. He ran in for a touchdown. 5 tackles, 2 solos. Carter Coughlin had 1 tackle. All right. So don't be surprised if the Giants let Carter Coughlin go. Which winds up, I mean, a lot of it is kind of tough because you got all the new coaching staffs coming in. The team that's here that got drafted last year or the year before, whatever, this coaching staff has no ties to them whatsoever. So that's why you wind up seeing a lot of guys like a Carter Coughlin possibly getting waived, you know, because they They have no ties to him whatsoever. Okay. The cornerback tackling. Yeah. Not good. Veteran starters Adoree Jackson and Darnay Holmes were not required to play in the third preseason game, but young cornerbacks who figured to have important roles this season played both. All right. Both Aaron Robinson and rookie third-round pick Cordell Flott missed tackles in important spots. Flott missed 2 tackles. Not very good at all. Both Robinson and Flott have had the temperament to be assets in the run support. Well, yes, I'll tell you what. In the run game, and the Giants' run defense for the third game in a row did a very, very good job. I'll go over those stats in just a moment here. But what I do like is Robinson and Flott are going to stick their nose in the run game. You got to like them for that, all right? But their technique was sloppy. In a heavy pressure system, cornerbacks may be squared up in space against a running back. That position must succeed in coverage, and they must be sound tacklers. And if you're not, that's a huge detriment to your defense. Robinson missed a tackle against Michael Carter on the edge before undrafted free agent safety Trenton Thompson made an impressive open field tackle. Trenton Thompson, I'll tell you what, keep an eye out for him. He's had a very good preseason for the Giants. We've played 3 preseason games. Okay, we have 2 sacks in 3 preseason games. I know it's just preseason. I get it, but Trenton Thompson has one of those sacks. All right. Flott overplayed a quick pass to Braxton Berrios that led to a 21-yard touchdown. He was a bit too aggressive in that situation. Flott also missed another tackle in space. The Giants' third-string corners had some poor tackle attempts while the Jets were operating the 2-minute drill at the end of the game. Yeah, it's not very good. That was not impressive whatsoever. Kind of almost looked like a little bit of a Chinese fire drill out there. It's not the end of the world, but one would like to see better tackling efficiency for some players who will see the field this season. You got that right. They do that. That's something they have to clean up, obviously. But then let's go look at some of the stats we got here. Okay, I'm going to go over some of the team stats here. Now the Giants were well outgained. This is the only game the Giants were outgained, but they were outgained quite a bit here. Okay, Jets had 26 first downs. Giants had 19. It's not bad. Giants had grand total only 307 yards of offense. Jets had 431. Jets averaged 6.4 yards per play. Giants had 221 yards passing. The Jets had 342. The Giants were, it was nothing real, nothing. They didn't complete a lot of kind of dink and dunk kind of passes. The Jets completed more passes, obviously, down the field. I mean, the Giants completed more passes. They both threw the ball 42 times. The Giants completed more. The Giants were 32 of 42. The Jets were 30 of 42. So the Jets completed longer pass plays than the Giants did. Each team threw an interception. Tyrod Taylor had one. The Giants were sacked one time. Okay, so you gotta give kudos to that. Giants gave up 1 sack. Very, very, very impressive. However, the Giants did not get a sack, all right, which is not good. Giants had 86 yards rushing on 21 attempts, 4.1 yards per carry. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, the Jets had 25 carries, and they only got 89 yards. The Jets averaged 3.6 yards per carry. So, once again, the third game in a row, the Giants' run defense has been impressive. Wink Martindale said in one of his meetings when he was meeting with the ball players, he said, you can't take away both things, okay? You have to take away one thing, all right? It's very difficult to take away a pass, because it's a pass-happy league, all right? I mean, unless you're going to blitz one guy and drop 10 guys in coverage or so, it's tough to take away the pass totally. But Wink says you got to take away one thing. And the Giants, what they want to do is take away the run. And that's what Wink said in this meeting. He said, we have to take away the run. And the Giants, can't say they've been taking away the run, but they've been doing a very decent job on defensive-wise as far as, keeping the run damage to a minimum. So they've done very, very well. I mean, of course, when they go up against Derrick Henry in the week 1 against Tennessee, that's a whole new ball game, okay? But so far, the Giants defense has done a very, very good job against the run. All right. Let's see, penalties. Giants only had 4 penalties. Very good. They had the 1 turnover. All right. The Jets had 2. I mean, the Giants could have had that other one, but the penalties that get you. But the Giants did, right? Actually, I mean, because they completed more passes. They won the time possession battle, right? They had the ball 30 minutes and 23 seconds. All right, so. And we got here, let's just go over some of the stuff here. Tyrod Taylor, before he was hurt, was 22 out of 4. He threw the 1 interception. He's the one that got sacked. I mean, nothing crazy as far as it was running, because we only ran the ball 21 times. Rashawn Corbin, 6 carries. Davis Webb carried it 4 times. Wan'Dale Robinson, 1 for 11 yards. Gary Brightwell, 2 carries for 11 yards. Sandro Platzgummer, 2 for 8. Antonio Williams, 2 for 6. All right. But receiving, once again, let's see here. How many different guys caught passes? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 different players caught passes for the Giants. 32 completions. Very, very, very impressive. Let's see. David Sills, Myrick, Wan'Dale Robinson, Brightwell, Tanner Hudson. He caught another one. Keelan Doss. Jalen Moore, Richie James, Sandro Platzgummer. What we got? Alex Bachman was 6 for 27. Okay. Travis Toivonen, 2 for 29. Jashawn Corbin, 5 for 33. Daniel Bellinger caught 3 for 37 before he went out of the game with a concussion. And Austin Allen, 4 catches for 40 yards. So very, very good job. Pass game, right? Run, not bad at all. Okay. I said Nathan Metters led the team with 12 tackles, 8 solo tackles. He had the interception that got taken away because of a Giant penalty, which wound up being huge because the Jets on that possession, when they got the ball back, marched down the field and scored a touchdown. All right. Austin Collegiate did have the 1 interception. Okay. Gary Brightwell returned 2 kicks for 23.5 yards, and Ryan Santoso put a little bit on his resume, okay, because he kicked 2 field goals. All right, Long was a 49-yarder, was 3 for 3 on extra points, so that only going to help himself out. Now, hopefully the Giants get Graham Gano back for week 1, but I mean, if not, we got Ryan Santoso once again. But if not, the Giants wind up letting him go. Ryan Santoso just helped himself out. If there's anybody else looking for a job for kicker, right? And then we got the Scottish Hammer. I want to go over this here. Jamie Gillen punted 5 times, 55.6 yard average. His longest was a 67-yarder, which wound up being a touchback. So it could have been even longer, okay? But, I mean, he's booming the heck out of him, I'll tell you. But the one thing I did want to go over here also was, let's see, punt returns, okay? Not good. Kick returns, kickoff returns, okay? The Jets return 1 kickoff for 22 yards. Very good. Can't complain about that. Not at all. Once again, the 3rd game in a row. The first game against the Patriots, we had some punt returns, long punt returns, not good. Last week against the Bengals, we had a 73-yard kickoff return against us, not good. And that's where Graham Gano, if we made the tackle, okay, where we should have, guys staying in the proper lanes, okay, you make a tackle. Graham Gano's not running down the sideline trying to dive head first to make a tackle, bounced his head off the turf. I think that's where he wound up getting this concussion at, okay. 73-yard kickoff return, not good. And then once again, in this game, the Jets had 2 players. Calvin Jackson returned a punt, one punt for 19 yards, not acceptable. And then Braxton Berrios returned a punt, 1 punt back for 15 yards, not acceptable. Now it also goes kind of, you got to look at the, how was it? Because one of the problems with the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillian, is that he kicks his balls far, but sometimes he outkicks the coverage. He kicks them a little too low. He doesn't get the proper hang time. So that's something I'll have to go over. It was more a hang time issue where he just outkicked the coverage. He kicked like a line drive. The guys caught it and had plenty of room to run the kick back because the kick coverage team didn't get down there in time, or was it just, a bad job of tackling also? That's they have to do some of that cleaning up. But the Giants have given up some decent sized chunks of yardage on punt return. When you're a team like the Giants, you have to, you're trying to win ball games, period. You can't beat yourself. And things like special teams, like penalties, turnovers, special team play, stuff like that, it all adds up. I mean, if you're beating yourself with turnovers and bad special teams and all of that and everything, you're just hurting yourself. And the Giants have to do a better job of cleaning that stuff up. Well, wow. We're going about 36 minutes this time. A lot to talk about with the Jets and the Giants, the preseason game. But anybody at all spent any time with me, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Or anybody's going to watch the replay of this, once again, thank you so much for just taking a little bit of time out of your day to check out my video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.